Hello, grappling fans. Good afternoon to you, and welcome to.
Good evening, grapple fans, indeed. Today we're going to be reacting to the 25 worst wrestling catchphrases ever, which is a PartFUNknown list with Adam Blampied. Now, this guy it's his presentation. I love his videos. I've loved them for years when he was on Whatculture doing their lists. So it's basically his gimmick, his list videos, and this is a reaction to his latest one. So what we'll do is let's go small. Headphones on, and here's a catchphrase.
If you smell, gimme a hell yeah. It's true, it's damn true. Yes, excuse me, can you dig it, sucker?
Horrible.
Suck it, rest in peace. Ooh yeah, let me tell you something, brother. Jam that jam, and that's the bottom line.
Right, even though we've stopped it there, let me just go back, because that Vicky Guerrero one was fucking horrible. Excuse me.
Smell, gimme a hell yeah. It's true, it's damn true. Yes, excuse me, can you dig it, sucker?
Ugh.
Suck it, rest in peace. Ooh yeah, let me tell you something, brother. Jam that jam, and that's the bottom line. And almost every...
Right, jam that jam is a little thing that they say at the end of their videos, because Hulk Hogan apparently has a tattoo on his arm saying, I am what I am. Or I am that I am. And when you look at it, it looks like that jam.
Everything that Chris Jericho's ever said. Even in today's more serious wrestling with more serious boys and their more serious pants, catchphrases are a big deal for wrestling, because catchphrases means merch, merch means money, and money means more fuel being thrown into the big machine that keeps Vince alive. We all have our favourite wrestling catchphrases, but that's not as fun as talking about the worst, and oh boy, there's a bunch of those. Here are the 25 worst wrestling catchphrases ever. 25, Lince Dorado. Of all the members of Lucha House Party, Lince Dorado is the best on the mic, but please can he stop saying things are lucha lit? It sounds like a supply teacher leading an assembly on Mexican history. We get it, WWE writers, you know what a phone is, but you might...
That's a friggin' old photo of Paul Heyman. That was in his Paulie Dangerously days. A big ass phone he had as well.
As well just have Lince say flame emoji and it'll be just as cool. 24, Diamond Dallas Page. Back in his WCW days, DDP would encourage his opponents to, quote, feel the bang. At best, he sounds like the world's lamest fireworks technician, and at worst, it's a lot worse. Number 23, The Miz. I actually like I'm The Miz and I'm awesome. It's very the big man sat in the red chair in terms of pros, sure, but it's something an asshole would say. However, there's no excusing, really. It's not gotten over, and bafflingly, it hasn't gone away. Crowds don't even know how to deal with it. Are they supposed to say really as well, or are they just supposed to boo? So it always gets this weird muted reaction. Number 22, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph's had two absolute howlers in his career. There's a catchphrase where he used to say show and then pause for 6 minutes before saying off, which is bad, but never forget his catchphrase when he first appeared in WWE, which was just him saying, hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler. When your catchphrase is just you saying, I've got a stupid name, that's not exactly money. 21, Ryback. The big guy's had two monumentally shit catchphrases as well. Weird considering he's also had one of the most over catchphrases of the decade in Feed Me More. Late into his WWE run, Ryback ditched his popular saying and tried to replace it with Ryback Rules, which is less good, and almost as bad as his first catchphrase when he was Skip Sheffield, the iconically bad farm wisdom of, quote, yip yip yip.
He does look like the village idiot.
What it do, what it do not. Number 20, Taz. Oh man, how does the man who said both, well, Taz? Here comes the pain, and even better, beat me if you can, survive if I let you, sink as low as, let the pigeons loose, which he used to say in TNA whenever Velvet Sky would enter the ring and rub her entire vagina on the ropes. Let the pigeons loose. Christ. Number 19, Chris Jericho. They can't all be gold. The man who brought us never, ever again. Raw is Jericho. You just made the list. And it has had a catchphrase that even he admits is the worst he ever came up with. The briefly terrible 2015 catchphrase designed to make fun of the New Day, Rooty Tooty Booty. Watching Jericho try to get that chant going was downright painful. Number 18, Brie Bella. Brie mode would sound bad even if Brie wasn't already a famous cheese. On Total Divas, it was revealed that Brie mode is what happens when Brie Bella gets blackout drunk, so of course that makes it the perfect wrestling catchphrase. To be fair, it would be hilarious if she shouted Brie mode and then immediately threw up and fell over, but alas not. Number 17, Becky Lynch. God, I miss the man, but it's no coincidence that once Becky got over huge with the crowd, she no longer used her straight fire in-ring catchphrase. Part Hulk up, part cool mom. Has a wrestler using internet slang ever gotten over? Just ask Lindsay Dorado about that. Number 16, John Morrison. It's not really a catchphrase, but they did try and flog Jomo merch off the back of it, so I'm counting it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jomo Sapiens t-shirt, replete with the astonishingly bad tagline, "We're gonna eat your lunch."
Yeah, that's shit.
God. Confusing your opponent into giggles is the best kind of threat. Number 15, John Laurinaitis. Now, you might think I'm going to say people power here, but you know what? That catchphrase was just the right amount of lame for a character that was supposed to be lame. See also The Miz. No, I'm talking about his failed attempt at a catchphrase during his days.
That is a fucking barnet.
As Johnny Ace, which was the Incredibad, if you don't got it, get it, and if you don't get it, pause. Figure it out. Standing ovation. Number 14, John Cena. I get the feeling that if I don't put "you can't see me" on this list, that fans will riot. Like, it's over, though. It's still very over, and it's made the IWC a better place for all the memes it launched, but it's also acutely stupid, because you can see him. Number 13, the James Gang. The New Age Outlaws run in TNA had its ups and downs. The James Gang and the Voodoo Kin Mafia had some memorable moments, but most...
Voodoo Kin Mafia, VKM. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. It was a little little elbow in the ribs when they left WWE. The more you know.
Had its ups and downs. The James Gang and the Voodoo Kin Mafia had some memorable moments, but mostly when they weren't trying to relive their WWE glory days. Case in point, when they tried to get over a fresh twist on Suck It, which went, "We got 3 words for you, get it, got it, good," which is A, terrible, and B, 5 words. Number 12, Just Joe. What was this gimmick? Just Joe was a character that ran for less than a year in WWE in 2000 and consists of Joey Legend going up to wrestlers backstage and introducing himself with his catchphrase, which was someone asking him his name and him saying, "Just Joe," and then tell them some gossip he heard. That was the whole thing. Like, that was it. God, it's somehow worse than "Hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler." Number 11, Braden Walker. Poor Chris Harris. America's Most Wanted were really great, one of TNA's best ever tag teams, but when Chris Harris made his way to WWE ECW and was rechristened Braden Walker, he had infamously one of the worst character introductions ever, stepping to Armando Estrada, saying, "Knock, knock." He responded, "Who's there?" And then he responded, "Braden Walker, and I'm here to knock your brains out." Poor Chris Harris. Number 10, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has said some very silly things on camera. You know the ones I...
Right, before he gets into this one, we'll just skip it back a few seconds. What your views on Reigns? I saw a Facebook memory about a week or so ago around time of the Royal Rumble, and I said Roman Reigns was a future world champion and a possible Hall of Famer. He's going to get in there eventually because of his heritage. But overrated? Let me know what you think.
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has said some very silly things on camera. You know the ones I mean, but his catchphrases were actually all right. Believe that, and "I can, I will" would have been fine enough if said by someone, you know, who was over, but not even The Rock could have sold, "I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a good guy, I'm the guy." It's way too long, it's really cringeworthy in its faux swagger, and it leans into the thing that people hated most about Roman at the time, which is the fact that he was the guy. Number 9, Curtis Axel. Oh man, somehow...
I feel really sorry for this fella. Really good wrestler. Mr. Perfect lad. His granddad was a wrestler as well. And he just got treated like shit. Although still one of the longest entrants in the Royal Rumble. I don't think he's been eliminated yet.
genesis of McGillicuddy is not the worst thing that Curtis Axel has said on camera. That would go to the almost anti-catchphrase of "the chains are off." That's bad. But somehow worse is him saying "the Axeman cometh," followed by him chopping with his hand and screaming, "Yee!" He was part of the social outcast at the time, so yes, it was supposed to be terrible, but also it was terrible. Number 8, The Rock. Yes, as difficult as it was to believe, The Rock has had some terrible catchphrases in the past. The less said about Cookie Puss, the better. But the nadir was a quickly forgotten attempt to get "How's your lips" over during The Rock's return to WWE in late 2003 to partner.
How's your lips? Doesn't even make sense.
Get "How's your lips" over. During The Rock's return to WWE in late 2003 to partner up with Mick Foley, he wore a shirt to the ring with "How's your lips" written on it. The point being that if you kept running your mouth, your lips would be slapped off your face.
Makes sense.
Awful.
But
Number
still
7,
shit.
The Red Rooster. He used to crow like a rooster. Nothing says combat sports more than that. Moving right along. Number 6, XPark. XPark caught...
That's fucking savage. Let's get that again.
Face. Awful. Number 7, The Red Rooster. He used to crow like a rooster. Nothing says combat sports more than that. Moving right along. Number 6, XPark. XPark caught a lot of flack from fans by not letting DX die, doing the crotch chops and yelling past its expiration date. But you can't really blame him for clinging to a catchphrase that works, considering his other 2 attempts. The first was just going, "Whoa!" like Bruce Lee, none of that. And the second was, "Your ass is grass," like Bruce Lee, none of that. And the
Pupper!
second was, "Your ass is grass, and I'm gonna smoke it. Please, XPark, please don't smoke my ass." Number 5, Christian. As a team, Edge and Christian were the masters of the running gag. Kazoos, reeks of awesomeness for the benefit of those with flash photography, which made it all the sadder when Christian went to TNA for a run in the mid-2000s that was actually really good, don't forget. His attempt at catchphrases were, "That's how I roll," and "If you don't know, now you know." Christian isn't exactly the notorious B.I.G., sounding more like a G.I. Joe special lesson for the kids than a tough guy. Number 4, Michael Cole's extensive library of garbage. Oh my! Vintage. It's boss time. The big dog. Is it? Could it be? Not this way. To the skull. A clubbing blow. Stop it, Michael. Stop it. Number 3, Kerwin White. I mean, sure, this is more of a terrible gimmick that was Chavo Guerrero pretending he wasn't Latino and was actually a country club wasp, but just, if it's not white, it's not right. Like, no. No. Number 2, Jeff Jarrett. Man, Double J was a terrible catchphrase machine. Don't piss me off. Spelling out his own name and taking forever to do it. The thing is, "Ain't I great" was a brilliant catchphrase, but no one will ever remember it because if you say Jeff Jarrett catchphrase, you only ever think of slapnuts. Choke on that, slapnuts. Apparently a slap or slappy is someone who runs their mouth off. I'm not sure why Jeff then turned that into slapnuts, and I wish he hadn't. And number 1, Steve Austin. That's the bottom line. 316. Gimme a hell yeah. Some of the best wrestling catchphrases ever, and yet he's also created the worst. What is the single worst catchphrase in wrestling history? Not because it wasn't catchy, but because it was too catchy, and its misuse has ruined so many otherwise good promos and made it so much harder for people to improve on the mic in front of a hostile crowd. It's not Austin's fault, I guess, but how could something that you desperately wish could be erased from history be considered anything other than the worst catchphrase of all time? And that's our list. What do you think is the worst wrestling catchphrase ever? Did we miss it off the list? Let us know below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
So that was Blampied's 25 worst catchphrases of all time. Let me know what you thought. What's some catchphrases that you remember? What's some of the worst ones? What are the ones that utter fucking cringe? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you've made it to this far, give yourself a round of applause. And also reward yourself with a tap of the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button, it all helps towards the algorithms. We are thundering our way to 200, so we'd like to get there within the next few weeks. So keep hitting them likes, and we'll see you soon. Ta-ra!